Well, welcome everyone to what I don't even know what episode this is going to be in the line of episodes, but welcome back to the Makeup Artist Podcast. I am honestly thrilled to have you on today. It's something that it's so juicy to talk about. So first, before obviously we talk about everything, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody. Let them know like your Instagram handle, your TikTok handle, and just a little bit about who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hello. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've made it being here with you.
Stop. Get out. You made it a long time ago. Let me tell you.
Like watching your podcast, I'm like, oh my gosh, that couch is so cute. I can't wait to be here. But
and here you are.
I love it. Okay. For those of you that don't know, I'm Kendra Jones, aka Twirly Shears.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Like to me, you are Twirly Shears.
When people see me in public, they're like, "Hey, Twirly."
Yes.
Or like at events, because we all know each other by our handles.
Yeah.
So it's like, "Hey, Twirly," and I'm like, "Oh, hey." Yeah. And I'm across all platforms at Twirly Shears.
And why are you here? Well, first of all, you're here because obviously I'm happy to have you.
Yes.
And we work in the same industry. But there was also a crazy, chaotic thing that happened, which let me just start off by saying, let's just start with what everybody knows. Obviously, it was the TikTok scandal of the freaking century. You did the makeup. Did you wear hair too?
No, just makeup.
You did the makeup for the girl on TikTok that washed off her freaking bridal makeup and it went viral. And this happened back in August.
Her wedding was in August.
But she posted about it
in January.
It makes me sick to literally even think about it. And then for the longest time, when she posted about it initially, obviously none of us knew that, I don't even think you knew. So how did you find out that she had posted about all of this?
So I was, oh my gosh, I like to say it was a regular Tuesday.
Okay. Certainly was. And then
it was the last day of the life I knew.
But welcome to this beautiful life.
Thank you. I know. It has gotten crazy and then slowed down, and now it's busy, but in the best way.
Absolutely.
Yes. So on that Tuesday, I was actually doing a one-on-one lesson with a planner.
Okay.
A friend of mine.
Okay.
And so we were in our lesson, and I got a phone call from one of the girls on my team, which is unusual, but I just kind of ignored it. And I'm like, wow, I'm priorities. Sorry.
Oh God, you're fine.
I want to give all the attention to my friend.
Yeah.
And so then my makeup artist texted me. And she's like, hey girl, I don't know if you saw, but on TikTok, there's this video going viral. And my first thought is I'm not on TikTok.
You said great.
I don't care. Cool. Let me know what happens.
Yeah.
You know? And then then I called her and she said, it was tagged as Twirly Shears. I don't know who the artist is, but it's us. And so my first thought, though, because this was January and maybe we had one wedding in November, but nothing, it's our slow season here.
Yeah.
And so I was we haven't done a wedding recently.
You said, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm we haven't had a bride. I don't know what's happening.
Uh-huh.
And then I said, I'm not on TikTok. So can you screen record? So she screen recorded it for me.
Oh, God.
And sent it to me. And then when I saw the bride, I was like, no way. It was, I kind of, because it was makeup only, you kind of interact less, you have less time during the preview.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, but we connected and there was no issues. There were no red flags. Most of our brides are ideal brides, honestly. And so it's rare that we get any that have red flags or that I wish I didn't say yes to this,
Yeah.
So it was a shock in that way too. And then it was a shock because I'm her wedding was in August.
First of all, when all of this happened, I was just it was just a Tuesday. No. I was just scrolling on Instagram or TikTok and I came across this video and I was I remember thinking to myself, what? Who does this? Mm-hmm. And also my second thought was, oh my God, you're so ballsy to post something like this was my initial thought. And then obviously watching it and everything, I was my first initial thought was, okay, maybe she didn't do a trial. And obviously I didn't know it was you. I didn't know anything. And that was just my first initial thought, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, if somebody, quote unquote, hates their makeup that much, like, I'm assuming, okay, maybe you didn't do a trial. Maybe there was like some sort of like missing piece. And so I'm like trying to decipher, scrolling through the comments of everything. And another makeup artist had messaged me, because I put on there, maybe she didn't do a trial, ? And another makeup artist messaged me and said, no, she did. And I'm like, okay, either something like, I feel like miscommunication or a lack of communication is a huge thing in makeup and just in general. And I feel like now with brides being, which this has nothing to do with age, but like with brides being a little bit younger, I feel like they don't maybe necessarily know what they want, just because they see so many options out there in the world. Like the Instagram bride, the TikTok bride, like that is an era. That is a whole thing. And so my initial thing was like, okay, maybe she doesn't know what she wants. Maybe she didn't do a trial. And then like, how could someone end up here was what I was like just baffled by. And the thing that obviously I feel like struck like a chord with the whole world was when she recorded herself and she said, I can't wait to post this to TikTok. I gasped. I said, why? Why would you? First of all, why would you put that in there? If you felt it, and if you even said it, why would you record yourself saying it? Was like the most horrifying part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Were you there when she washed it off?
Apparently, yes.
But you didn't know.
No. I mean, it's not unusual, and I don't do the bride last. I do the bride in the middle. So it's not unusual.
Yeah.
And I know the venue. I know they usually go up to the bedroom.
Yeah.
After, and if they're hanging out or they're like getting, I don't think her hair was finished. So I thought maybe she was doing her hair, or honestly didn't.
You didn't know?
I asked her approval.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Are we good to go? Yes. Great big smile. I took a video. She let me take a video
Yes.
of her. And then, but apparently, and then I'm trying to think, because in the video, her friend was like, or she says she's going to want to do a touch up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I knew I was still there.
Oh,
and then
okay.
people are also saying, well, maybe it was after the wedding. The venue, that is the venue bathroom. In the window, you can tell it's light outside. So it was real. It was a and I left, but I don't remember. Nothing was weird about the leaving.
Okay, you didn't have like a weird gut feeling, or you were just like, oh my God, great day.
Yeah, and like I don't remember seeing her or not seeing her before I left.
Okay.
I don't remember doing it. It was small. I think it was like her plus two, so there's not like a
Oh,
ton of
yeah.
touch up.
Yeah.
It's not like we've been there for hours.
Yeah.
And we need to touch up all these people. So it was honestly like uneventful.
You said, I forgot about her, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't forget about her, but it was uneventful. And
Okay.
like nothing great, nothing bad, nothing,
No, no way of knowing.
No way of knowing. To be honest, I think it was planned. And so it doesn't matter what I did. And I think that's why she said, I can't wait to make a TikTok. And then people have asked me, was she an influencer? I'm like, I don't know, because I wasn't on TikTok before
okay.
this. And TikTok numbers and Instagram numbers are completely different.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can gauge what's viral or influencery on Instagram, but I have no idea on TikTok. So
TikTok is a different realm that I can't even understand yet. I'm like, it's so confusing and it's so different.
It's so different. Yeah. But I have found a love for it. And that was the thing, is like you commenting, and then the makeup artists, like the community on TikTok, freaking had my back.
Well, yeah.
And I wasn't even there. Like, I wasn't on the platform. They didn't know me. I know. I know. And everyone's
ready to fight.
Ride it, Dawn. I'm like, I think I understand the phrase, but I love the phrase. Like, I love that everybody says that.
Well, and then to go back, so you guys did do a trial.
Yeah.
The only thing, she wanted to change what? 2 things?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Like, I followed up with her with a text. And she said, because after this happened too, I looked back at our correspondence and I was like, did she say anything?
Yes.
Did I do anything? Because there were comments like, she asked me to do something and I refused or I didn't do it.
That's just people not knowing.
And that was her friends commenting, honestly, which they're meaner than her. And so I looked back and I'm like, no, it was like an easy conversation. She's like, I want a little bit more of this. I want a little less this. Love my lips. Love my cheeks. And I was like, okay, great.
The infamous lips and cheeks. Jesus.
I know.
But it's like, okay, and I mean, I'm sure you hear this a lot from everybody, and not to even like jump on this freaking bandwagon, because I don't know if you take it as a compliment or not. The makeup she did, I felt like there was nothing even like the makeup you did versus what she did, nothing like stood out as like inherently different. Not to say obviously it was the same makeup, because of course professional makeup is different than, you know, when somebody does it themselves. But I was trying to find something that was like, oh, like if you genuinely quote unquote hate something, like what did you not do that she did, that she wanted, that was so different that she just loved? And I couldn't find it.
Right. It would make sense if it was like full on glam.
You made her look she looks
and then
simple.
You wash it and go natural. You know what I mean? Like there was no huge change.
She was cute. I loved her lip. I thought she looked so like, I don't know. She looked great.
Yes. And the lighting at the beginning of the video when she's recording, I'm like, that's great lighting.
You said, wow, you look great.
Yeah.
I thought honest to God, I thought she looked so cute, and like she looked like a great bride that I even would love to do too. You know what I mean? Right. I'm like, kind of natural. Probably likes a little bit of glowy, little pinky. You are literally the ideal client. That is great. Until you weren't.
Right. Exactly.
Until you went shiesty. Which, God, I don't honest to God, don't even know what she was thinking. Well, I do. She wanted to be famous on TikTok is clearly what it was.
Yes.
Anything like controversial, I feel like, or like, I don't know, that gets people going. Obviously gets likes and views on TikTok, which is honestly kind of unfortunate, because I feel like everything has to be so like dramatic in order.
Polarizing. Yes, I know. And then I learned after this happened, well, one, we're worried about reviews, right? And I was like, well, then I never saw. Now we have a new level of, I guess you would call it a review. Like now you have a new level. But then I realized too on TikTok that this is a trend. So there was like the sepia bride. Then I learned about all these past things. Like the sepia bride.
The photographer after you?
After me. It's like a thing, and it is a generational thing. You said young, but it's a that's so the top end of generation Gen Z.
Yeah.
And the way they communicate is very different. So I learned a lot in this situation.
Well, and then after it all came out and we were all trying to like figure out we all wanted to know who did her makeup. I feel like that was like the talk of the town. We were like, who did this? What's going on? One, because we wanted to come to your aid. The second I found out it was you, I messaged you and I said, I am so freaking sorry. Look at me trying not to cuss. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. I'm like, if we can support you in any way possible, like let us know. And I feel like you had that from so many different people, which is honestly just the best.
I know. Like I love our community anyways.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of sucks about the industry is that we don't ever get to hang out together.
I know.
Because like we're especially makeup artists, you and I wouldn't work together because we do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then we are like up, and I call it like the Rapunzel Tower. Like we're up in our tower getting the, bride ready, and we never see the other, vendors. And so it's so fun when we get to like connect like this and like hang out. And we all like experience things similarly. And so it's so fun to do that. But yeah, I was shocked at the support. And also, so if you look, well, she went private, but
yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah. She went private real quick.
But she removed the tag. And so there's people saying like, you outed yourself. You didn't have to say anything. Nobody,
Yes.
And she was, because I did the same thing right after my artist sent me the video. And then I like created like a real quick account.
Yes.
And then went on.
Yeah.
And it was under my name. And so I could see her video. I could see everything. And then I looked and I messaged my artist and I was like, we're not tagged. How did you know it was us? And she said her Instagram is linked to her TikTok, and so people are freaking detectives.
Yeah.
And not just one, like a majority of people. I find it fascinating that they have this time and this interest to like go down rabbit holes, but people do it. And so she said, if you go to her Instagram and go to her wedding photos that she posted, we are tagged. So then I went and looked, and we're not tagged. But she said she untagged him like immediately because she started getting backlash.
Oh my God, your makeup girl is quick.
She is.
Oh my God.
And she said that she saw the video maybe the day before, earlier in the day. And then she didn't think anything of it. And then like another big makeup artist picked it up and was talking about it. And then that's when she started to go down the rabbit hole. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so glad she did and that we figured this out. Yeah. But so we were tagged on the bride's Instagram, and I started getting messages, and that's the reason too I decided to address it, because and they were supportive, but I'm like, people are figuring it out and finding me. Like I was kind of hoping it would just blow over, as things do on social media, like tomorrow there'll be a new big scandal.
But this was I don't even know what to call it. I feel like this was kind of huge.
Yes, and like people are saying like mega viral, whatever that is.
Mega viral.
Like I still every day I get new comments on my video. Every single day.
That's beautiful.
I know. There's 54,000 comments on my video. And I just checked this morning and it's at 92.3 million views.
That number doesn't even like
I know.
Makes like compute in my head. That's insane.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're like so famous.
Thank you.
This is so cool. I'm just happy that out of all this, the way that you handled the situation and the way that you addressed everything is what made me like become a bigger fan of yours too. Like I already liked you, obviously. I already knew you because of the community and everything. But I didn't really know you that well. Once I saw your video, I literally cried. I'm like, it was just so like, it was so sad, but it was so heartfelt and it was so genuine. And I think that the way you handled it was just like the cherry on top, just to show, I don't know, that you're not the mean girl here. Like you genuinely tried, love your job, like you want to do the best. You obviously didn't know any of this was happening. And I just think the way that you addressed it made you even more likable to people. And I think that was the best thing you probably could have done.
Yes, I think it is. You're right. And I mean, so it happened like at 2. And again, like I said, like I was thinking it was going to blow over, and then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I'm in a couple like networking groups and then the community. So I was like, okay, I need to talk to like some trusted, like, and not just like a general, like ask the public, but like who do I know and trust their and value their opinion, like how to handle this. And there was one girl that like really kind of like walked me through. She's like, I really think you need to address it. And I was like, I really don't want to be on TikTok. I cannot. I don't have the bandwidth to learn this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be there. And then it, as I said, grew. And so I was like, okay, like and we just kind of talked out some talking points. Like nothing was written down. Yeah. But I was like, I want to address, we did have a preview trial. I want to address like, this generation can freaking do their makeup so good.
So good.
So good.
It's so annoying.
So, like, don't let your mom pressure you into getting a professional makeup artist if you just love the way you do your makeup.
Can we talk about this for a second?
Yes,
because
please.
I swear this has been on my mind, and this has been something that I feel like I talk about with each person that I have on here, but also I talk like about with in real life. If you like the way you do your own makeup, and you are slightly particular, please, for the love of God, do not make me do your makeup. Especially because you're not going to like it. You're going to make me feel bad. I love my job, but you're going to make me feel like I suck at makeup. And you're not going to be happy. And then it's going to be this like horrible feeling all day. And you're not going to be happy. The whole day is going to be ruined. And it's like, I don't know. So yes, I agree.
Yes, exactly. And that's the whole thing is, you want, and we don't get that much time with them, especially as hair and makeup, because all the other vendors have a few like meeting points along the way. We have the trial or preview where we meet them for the first time. We might have a conversation or text or email before, and then they come in barefaced. So it's like we don't even see you in regular life to know. So then when they get disappointed that we didn't recreate it the way they want, like there's literally no way to do that.
I don't know you.
Yes.
How am I supposed
Yes.
to create? I know.
Yes.
Yeah. God.
But I have had brides where they're like, I just love the way I do my brows. I'm like, then you please do your brows.
Please.
Like, I will do everything,
Yes.
but you please do the thing that you love doing.
Yes.
When I get my hair done, I hate the way everybody does the front of my hair when they blow it out.
See? Exactly.
So I grab the blow dry and the brush, and I warn them before. I'm like, I don't mean to offend
Yes.
you, but I have a particular way. And I do the front of my hair, and then the hairdresser finishes the back.
And then there you go.
And then we're all happy.
Yeah, that's honestly and I'm the same way. I'm like, if you like the way you do your own lip, God, please do it. I don't even want to do it at this point, just because if I'm gonna waste my time and do it and you don't like it, we're gonna have to take it off.
And they're gonna feel bad to ask you to take it off.
Which, God, can we also just normalize? Speak up,
Yes.
say what you feel.
Yes.
God, I've always said this forever. But now, especially after all this has like gone down, I feel like I'm like even more vocal about it. I always tell everybody, I'm like, look, I am not attached to this makeup. I have no feelings about it. And I always say I don't care in the sense of I don't care if you want to change it. I care so much about my job, but I don't care like if you want me to change something. It physically does not bother me in the slightest. And I feel like I say that so dramatically to them. And they're like, okay, I'll tell you. I'm like, no, but I need you to understand. If you don't like something, and before I show people the mirror, I always go, be blunt. Don't beat around the bush. Like, I'm not like that. Just tell me what you want me to change and I'll do it.
Right.
It's that easy.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is hard because I think it's projection. Plus, what we do is fun, right? So it's not like a regular job and you're like, the paint on my wall doesn't look right. You know what I mean? So because it's fun and because if you and I were playing with makeup, it's like that episode you did, you're like, I can't believe we get paid to do this. Like, seriously, this is so fun.
It is.
But I think it's hard because they don't see it as an investment or like something that they can speak up against about, but also a projection in the sense like if two like girlfriends are doing makeup and if normally it would hurt the bride if she did her friend's makeup and her friend said I don't like it, it would hurt her feelings. Yeah. And so they don't understand that we have removed the emotion from the job.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
We're not here to be like slumber party. We are here to do a job, and that's why you hired us, because you like what we do.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're paying us to do something. At the end of the day, we are service-based, and we are here to provide a service. And if you're not happy with something, it's just like if you go to, kind of, not the same, but like if you go to a restaurant, you order something, you order your steak medium rare, and they bring it to you rare, you're going to say, hi, this isn't done. Like, can I have it?
But I'll bet if they had to tell the chef, they wouldn't say anything.
Just speak up.
Like and speaking to the so that's the other thing in the video is I got 99% was support of me, like people that understood. There was the 1% that understood her perspective only, didn't understand the makeup artist perspective, and that was the Gen Z community.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, okay, that's the other reason I wanted to say something is because this is our new generation of brides. This is our new generation of business, and we all need to learn to communicate together. Like they need to be taught how to communicate to us. We need to understand how they communicate. Yeah. But it seems to me in all the videos that I've seen, they speaking face to face is considered confrontation to them. Okay. Because they have grown up behind a screen.
That makes sense.
They will take everything to TikTok. The TikToks I've seen of the things that they share is like mind blowing. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, if I turn around and we like text, will you tell me if you don't like But
could you imagine?
Could you imagine if that's what we had to do? No, I think this generation just needs to learn like it's okay to speak to the face. Like it's not confrontational. To me, confrontation is like there's anger or we're upset with each other. That's confrontation. But just talking,
or you're attacking, saying, I hate that. It's like, God, okay, you could say it in a different way.
Right. You can say you don't like something. That's
be nice about it.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I fully agree with that, especially because I had a bride, I think it was this past year, and I'll admit it, I did her trial. I thought she looked great. She obviously didn't like it. But the crazy thing is she said how much she loved it when she was here. And I asked her 100 times because you could tell body language. I mean, this is another thing. You can tell body language. You can just see it in somebody's face, like in how they stand and how they look at themselves. And there were genuinely like she looked great. And apparently she didn't like it because she had her planner reach out to me and tell me that she wanted to cancel services. And I said, oh my God. I was genuinely so shocked because she said how much she loved it when she was here. And she was even like taking selfies and stuff. And it was all just very confusing. Also, that same bride told me, which that was a red flag. I knew it. But she told me that she hired a photographer and then ended up canceling the photographer. She hired a hair, ended up canceling hair. And so she was like panicking, looking for a new photographer and new hair. And I was just thinking like, okay, maybe these people, I was trying to like defend her. I was like, you know what? Okay, maybe these people just aren't hitting the mark for some reason. Like there has to be a reason that she's not happy. And I did have kind of like that like gut feeling in my stomach, like maybe she's kind of crazy. But I was like, no, like she's so great with me right now. And yeah, it was honestly very, I felt very like blindsided.
Yeah. So you went through exactly what I went through, just not publicly. All those feelings of, yes, there were no red flags. There was no body language.
Nothing.
She loved it. Yeah.
God, she looks so good too. And I even, God, because I care so much.
I know.
I literally was going around to like all of my friends in the community and I was sending them pictures, seeing them in person. I was like, what do you think of this? Like, what do you think of this? And a lot of them were super honest. Everybody said, I love this. Like, maybe her bronzer was like a little bit darker than me because she was super blonde. And it's obviously hard to get bronzer around the hairline. And I think that I could have made that a little bit softer. So I totally agreed with what they were saying. But I was like, okay, yeah. Okay. And I'm like, but is there anything else? And everybody was like, no, she looks great. And so it was honestly just very like disappointing.
Well, and that's like the discouraging part, right?
I felt so shitty.
I know. And it obviously wasn't you. It was a her thing.
Yeah.
Especially knowing she did that with other vendors too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we are not for everybody. Like, and you and I are very different makeup styles.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, your brides would not like mine, and my brides would not like your. And that's what the beauty of it is. So, if I get someone who wants more glam, I can send them your way.
I love that you think I'm glam. That's great.
You're like mid glam. You're
yes,
like mid.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I love that. Like, and that's why it was so confusing, the whole thing, because you, I feel like, specialize more in natural makeup or a natural style of makeup, and you know, no makeup, I feel like, is natural in that sense, but more on the natural side of things. And so that's why it was so confusing because, like you said, it's not like you did a full glam look on her with a freaking black or even dark brown smoky eye. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like she looked so angelic.
Yes. Glowy. Like, that's our thing, is like glowy, natural. And you need, as a bride, to be even if you're used to wearing no makeup, which would be completely natural.
Yeah.
But you need to be a little elevated for photos, and you're in a gown. Like,
with your hair done.
Your hair done. So you need a little bit more an elevated look, which I explained to our bride, because our brides ideally like never wear makeup, don't really have their own makeup kit at home.
God, that's great.
Yeah. So
she said, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
yeah. I'm like, I got you.
God, it was just kind of like a whirlwind to see how everything happened. But I love how many doors this opened up for you. Like, I just genuinely feel like this propelled you and projected you into a whole nother category almost, which what I guess for you, when this kind of started to snowball and you started to see that people were like rallying behind you and really were, you know, on your side, on your team, how was that for you? Like those feelings, and like, I guess, did you know that this was going to be like a thing where you're on podcasts and you're talking to people?
No. Okay. So it was a Wednesday. I'm like, I have to like do this. And then I was so nervous to talk to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because we're behind the scenes. Like, I'm not used to being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I will go like in front of the camera for my stories a little bit. I'm way more comfortable currently. Because
I know you've been doing so good with your social media.
Thank you.
Your Instagram has been like popping, seriously, like your stories and everything. And it's been so fun to see like the progression.
Yes, I know. So I posted it and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta post. I gotta go get the kids. I gotta, so I just posted and ghosted, as they say.
Uh-huh.
And I had like nothing on TikTok. I will say, because I found the relevance of this later, so I thought I did start a TikTok account. I thought it was a year ago, but I looked, it was 3 years ago. So I was like, I'll give it a go. And then I'm like, absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah.
But I just abandoned it. So I logged back into that account.
Is that how she was able to tag that account?
She didn't tag us on TikTok. And when I logged in as Twirly Shears, she actually blocked me. So I could only see her video because I was logged in as me.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were tagged as Twirly Shears on her Instagram.
Okay.
So, but before she removed the tags.
Got it.
Yeah. So the relevance of that is my business coach was like, it is amazing to have your name across all platforms. Like, that is so hard to do. And I was like, what? So I'm like, okay, I guess it was like a God thing to like start it and abandon it.
Yeah.
So no one else. I mean, it's been, there's so many fake accounts.
Are there really?
There's like 20 fake accounts.
Of yours?
Twirly Shears on TikTok.
What?
Yes. And we keep reporting them, and I don't know. They don't care. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
What do they think is going to come from that?
I guess they could monetize it if you get enough. I don't know the formula.
Weird.
You have to get enough followers.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Whatever. So anyways, I posted and ghosted, and then that was it. And then my sister-in-law had called just because I did share some things on Instagram, like that were happening.
Yeah.
And so she's like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, just tell me. And so I kind of told her, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know. And then my nephew, who's 16, so he's like the
TikTok. Yeah,
kid.
of course.
Yeah. So he's with his mom, and we're talking about it, and she's like filling him in. And then so he goes on TikTok and sees mine, and he's like, he's freaking out. The numbers are going so fast. Like, they're not even like tallying.
Oh my God.
Like the followers, the likes.
That's
the
crazy.
Views. Yes.
My God.
It was crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so is this a good, he's like, I didn't understand it until I saw him freaking out, or his emotion of it. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And I was home alone. So like at that point, my husband had taken the kids, they were at practice. And so I was home alone. I was like, I'm going to make dinner. But then, you know, like, then you get all like the anxiety, not in a bad way, but like, oh my gosh, or the adrenaline, like, this is happening. Yeah. And so my sister-in-law was like, oh my gosh, okay, we're coming over.
Oh my God, I love them.
So they came over, and then we got my other niece and nephew on, they live out of state. We got them on FaceTime. We FaceTime called them. And then they're like looking, and then like Bunny XO commented, and
she's so hot.
And then somebody, oh my gosh, I can't think. Another popular person that they had to tell me who it was.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, comment on at least theirs. And then like, you have to comment. And then they're like guiding me of like how to interact on TikTok. And then on the way over, my sister-in-law had called my other sister.
Oh my God,
and
I
so
love
then
this.
she lives like in Point Loma, and we're in East County. And she shows up, and then her husband like texts my husband. He's like, hey, you might want to pick up like some pizza and beers on the way home because there's a party happening.
Oh my God.
It was like a TikTok watch party.
That's
so
kind of
like,
sweet.
It was so great to be surrounded and just be like, what is happening? What in the heck is happening?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am too old for this to be happening to me because I cannot understand. I'm not grasping the
magnitude. Yeah.
But on the same in the same token, like, it's kind of great that I don't grasp the magnitude.
But I think that's why this played so well. That's such a terrible way to phrase it, but that's why this worked.
Right.
And I feel like that's why you came out victorious, honestly, is because of everything you just said. The fact that you're out here just trying to like do your best. You're very like unaware of the TikTok realm in a sense, which is why I feel like it went so well, because your video was so genuine. And that's, I mean, you saw, I was reading through all those comments. Everybody always said like, it was so like hearing your voice, like was just like, you couldn't have done it any better. And it was the best because you were so genuine.
Right. And I think that I feel like ignorance was bliss in that. Like,
yes,
it was just me being me. I wasn't doing it for any purpose.
No.
I was not there to begin with.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. So it was crazy. It was crazy. And then my first interview was with this social media marketer that I met through a networking group. And she and I like had formed a relationship. But when this was happening, I reached out to her first. I'm like, what do I do? I was like, 911, Mayday, Mayday. Like, what do I do? How? Because of all the attention, it could go so bad. you just don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what do I do? And then she's the one's like, get on TikTok. And I'm like, no.
No.
I don't
well,
want
TikTok's kind of evil. Like,
it can be.
Well, not in what your sense it went well. But I feel like I've seen a lot of TikToks where it's gone real south real quick. And it's, people can be very like cruel.
And I know people are mean, especially behind a screen. Like even like on Facebook and Instagram where I am, people just want to talk, and because there's no dialogue, there's no back and forth, you know? So that's the other thing is and I know people pick things apart. So I was like, I'm going to post my videos. They'll probably
eat me alive.
Hate my part that it's on the side and not in the middle. I don't know, you know?
But I feel like that didn't even happen.
It didn't. I was shocked that there was nothing. I was so thankful because, to be honest, too, there was 2 days where it was emotionally overwhelming. Like, I was in tears. Like, I was reading through her comments, and I know, like, I'm a grown woman. Like, don't get it to you. And we know, but like, don't make it emotional. But then, like, I was crying.
Oh.
And then, like, just the weight, the positive support, but the weight of that.
Yeah.
Is like something crazy. Like I remember telling my husband and like my close people, I was like, I see why like celebrities, young celebrities go off the deep end. Like we are not meant to handle this. At this state. Like I'm 40 in my 40s, have a whole family. Like I have had life experience and the young people, it's too much. Yeah. It was too much for me. And so it was just crazy. But
I just think you handled it so well. I just know, like, God, I was talking to a few other makeup artists about it, and I was like, okay, listen, like, if this, I don't even know, I would have sobbed. Like, I don't even know what I would have done, because even though I'm like, yes, be blunt, tell me everything. Like, at the end of the day, we're still people. We still have emotions. We still have feelings. Like, I have a heart, okay? And if you're like, what we do is art. So I think when somebody pretty much like takes a dump on your art, it's like heartbreaking. Like you feel devastated. And so like you said, to not get emotionally attached, but at the end of the day, it's like something that we have created. And so I feel like as an artist, just in general, it's just so like, it's so sad. And it was just so unfortunate how it happened. But honestly, to circle back to how like where you are now, I feel like you guys have grown so much on your Instagram, TikTok, obviously, but in your business as well. I mean, you've been posting that you're getting a ton of new inquiries. I see people all the time, this is literally my favorite thing for you, is like people will comment on your Instagram or your TikToks, whatever, and they'll say like, oh my God, I can't wait to like hire you for my wedding. Like her makeup looked great. I can't wait to have you. And I just think that is the best. Like the best.
Yeah, we got in the first 2 days of that like 150 inquiries.
That's insane.
It's freaking insane.
Oh my God.
I mean, the conversion was low, which I figured, but yes, I know. And so that's what I was going to say about Shelby. When I was doing my first podcast with her, she's like, you're like viral. I'm like, I don't even know what these numbers are.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you're like, and then she told me too, she's like, know your value. And I was like, ooh, that's because again, now I'm in a realm. And she said, you are now influencer status. Like you've made the numbers of like influencer content creator. And I was like, oh, okay. So now I have another career.
Okay.
And we're learning how to do it. It's so fun. And I was like, I'll do it as long as it makes sense. If I'm stressed out, I don't need it. I don't need to do it. But I've been handed a platform, and I don't want to. I want to like steward it well, and I want to like. I was given a gift. I don't want to just throw it away.
Well, and that was, I guess, my next question for you is how are you maintaining your so-called like new like influencer-ness? How are you like keeping that going? What do you feel like you're doing to help like keep yourself in the light?
So day one, when I was getting like up there with the numbers, I hired a social media manager for TikTok.
Oh, hi, smart.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Someone hire someone who does.
Okay.
So she's helping me a lot. She's like creating content, or she'll give me content, because a lot of it is like the brain space.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I'll just tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do, when to do it.
Yeah. And then you edit it and you put it together and then you post it.
Love.
So that's helping a lot because it's taken a lot off my plate.
Yeah.
I just literally wouldn't have the time to do it. And then I did hire, I have a PR manager. So he's working to like get brand deals. This. Yeah. It's so fun. And I have had brands just like reach out, which is so cool. And now, so I was talking to before I had the PR guy, I'm like, can I reach out to like brands I actually want to work with? Like, I'm like, I have to learn like, what's the etiquette? What are the rules? How do I do this? What do I? And she's like, yeah, like reach out. And I'm like, okay,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I feel like I try to tell this to everybody. If there's a brand that you're interested in, you can literally just DM them and say, like if I DM a brand, I'll be like, hey, like for example, here's a little plug. My chair that I use, the Tuscany Pro chair, I DM'd them and I said, hey, look, I bought your chair literally like 10 plus years ago. I love this. I post about it all the time. Anybody that ever asks me like, where is your chair from? I always tell them you guys. And so I messaged them and I said, hey, my chair's breaking. I would love if you guys would send me a new chair. I will obviously make a reel about it. I'll post about it. I don't care. I'll do whatever. And they sent me a new chair. And it was just like, you might as well just reach out to brands that you love. Like the maquillage light that I use. They sent me a brand new light. They were like, hey, I see you love this light. Here's another one. And just to put yourself out there. And the worst thing they could do is say no.
And that's what I say. And I teach my kids, like, the worst thing you can do is say no. But the best thing is you
try.
Get doors opened. And like opportunities. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's honestly great. And that's so smart for you to have, like, a social media manager and to have, like, a PR. Like, that is so smart. Do you feel like that's something that, because I know nothing about literally any of that. In my head, I feel like, God, that sounds so expensive. And you don't have to tell me how much you're paying or anything. But do you feel like it's something that's sustainable for people to do?
Well, the PR is commission based.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
That's one that, because yes. So this is our slow season. And then this drama happened. So I had to hire out where there was no budget for stuff because we're not, making money this time of year because we don't have jobs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think you just have to shop around. My social media manager is so sweet and she's like willing to work with me. And I was even like, okay, I think I got the hang of this. Like, I can't afford you for next month. And she's like, totally get it. Like, I kind of figured we're like month to month contract. Yeah. Like,
easy.
I'm not signing my life away. Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, you're getting the hang of TikTok. Like, I think it's fine. And then the thought of like going forward without her freaked me out. So I was like, okay, actually, I can't quit you. So here's my budget. Like, what do we cut back? Like, what services can we cut back on so I can keep you around? And she's like, so we worked out a deal. And I'm like, okay, good.
That's amazing.
It's lonely. Even with not that, it's lonely doing this. When you're a solopreneur.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have a coworker.
Yeah.
You don't have some, you know what I mean? So I'm like, at least her, I'm like, I can talk to her about everything and like ask her things and like, so it's nice to have like someone that you trust and that you can talk to also.
God, that's so true, honestly. Like, I feel like it's very overwhelming as well. Like, obviously for me, doing my makeup thing and then, having a full-blown business and doing the podcast and like doing many other things that will be coming soon, which I'm really excited about. But it's just like very overwhelming. And I feel like I don't want to give one part more attention than another, but it's so hard to split yourself up and kind of, I don't know, just compartmentalize things a little bit differently. Because then, God, my emails lack, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much that, like, Instagram and then now I have the Makeup Artist Podcast Instagram. Like, it's so
So
work.
You might need a manager.
Yeah, I know. But I'm like, oh my God. The amount of people that have reached out to me that are like, let me help you, let me do it. But I'm like, in my head, I'm all, but how much are you going to be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
All you can do is ask. And
that's
then
true.
You have negotiating power. And all they can say is no.
Yeah.
Right? So, yes. But that's the thing, too, is like even us growing and scaling, like I now can't do it all. So we have like an assistant coming on who's going to like help me do all the back end. I was like,
that's amazing.
I need to focus on sales and marketing and
booking more brides.
Yeah. And I don't want to be behind this computer screen. So that's going to be her job.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. And so you have you have like a bridal team.
Yes.
You have a team of ladies.
Yes.
That are
hair and
people.
makeup. Yes.
Okay.
And we have a whole team. We've expanded.
I saw you posted.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, part of it is like network, but now that my people know my name, they're like, oh, let's have a chat. I'm like,
sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we expanded. We're in Orange County now, Palm Springs and LA. And so our team.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
I know.
I'm so happy for you.
It's like mind blowing. Like last year I was like, no. Do you know what this year's goal was?
What?
For my face not to be the face of the business.
LOL.
LOL.
I feel like the universe got whatever had another plan for you. Absolutely. And that was not it.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so my face is the business, but also I feel like in that, like, it's understandable now that we're so big, like our name is so big that I can't do it all. So
yes,
that's, that's a weird thing too, is like when you have a team, everyone wants you, or you feel like everyone's going to want you. And so I just I bring on to the team people who can replicate what I do.
Absolutely.
So you're the girl, like brides, you're going to be fine. You're going to get the same quality. You're going to get the same look. Because
we train you.
Yes.
Don't worry.
And I was like, I don't want it to be like, oh, obviously Kendra did that one. And like,
yes,
people who don't know what they're doing did the rest. Like, I'm not about that. Like, we want to be cohesive. We want like our standards across the board. So
absolutely.
Yeah, even if you don't get me, which likely you won't because I'm only one person.
She said I'm popping. You are. I bet you everybody like probably wants you now.
Like they're like sad, but I'm like, I literally cannot.
Well, and you train everybody.
Well,
I'm assuming like you have your trainings where you make sure that their quality is up to like your standard. That's what I mean by like.
Yes. There's a whole employee legal situation with training. So, I don't train them, but we do have like times where we get together or we like, feedback with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I make sure like I'm not going to bring someone on that doesn't do anything I do.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense, So, yeah. So we've grown. In January, we were just in San Diego. I was trying to expand to the OC, but it wasn't really happening.
Yeah.
And then we had 5, and now we're 12. And then we've grown. So, God. I know.
This honestly could not have happened to a better person, in my opinion. Like, I truly believe that, like, you deserve all the positive things about all of this. Like,
thank you. Just
like I said, like, you've handled this with so much, like, grace and, like, kindness. And I just look up to you so much for that because I know, like, I don't know if I would have handled it the same. And I try to put myself in your position a lot and think. And I'm like, thank God this didn't happen to me because I'm like, I don't know how I would have handled it. With all that being said, I'm, like, so grateful to have you here and like just to explain and go through all of this over again because I'm sure it's kind of like God, it's like beating a dead horse at this point, but it needs to be talked about, which is why it's so important to have you on.
Yes, it does need to be talked about. Even though I've talked about it, I don't mind talking about it because we all need to learn from it, and especially in the professional realm. Like now we're all freaked out and we want to change our contracts, which I found out, I think there's no legal thing you can do. But if my name and business had been negatively impacted, then I think you could take
slander and defamation.
Yeah. But those are very hard cases. But anyway, so we are all aware. And so now we're also all kind of freaked out. But I do that too now. I'm in my like consults. I'll tell my brides like, please don't feel like you have to hire me.
I am not forcing you to hire me.
I would rather not
work with you
if you're on the fence.
If you're miserable and I do something that you just like apparently hate, oh my God, don't put yourself through that, but don't put me through that.
Yes.
I don't want to be there for that.
It's your wedding day and you should be happy. So if hiring me is not going to make you happy, don't do it.
Done. That's just, I feel like mic drop. There we go. God. Honestly, I feel like I could talk to you forever. I honestly don't even know how long we just talked for. But I thank you so much for coming on and like sitting through all this and hashing everything out. Obviously tell the people, I'll have you look into this camera. Tell the people your name one more time, your Instagram and everything where they can find you. And
Kendra is my name, but Twirly Shears
is who you are.
Is who I am. And we're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at Twirly Shears, and coming soonish, YouTube.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, everybody, you have to go support her team. They are amazing. And thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Done.